All rise. Support court with Judge Van der Bee is now in session. Judge, this is case number JVB1078, McKinney case.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You all may be seated. Okay, Ms. McKinney,
Yes, ma'am.
you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Well, Your Honor, I am here to try to recoup costs that I've incurred with my daughter.
All right.
She's 9 years old. She's been with me since birth, and I'm paying for everything. I've been doing it all on my own.
All right.
Without a problem, but I've been doing it all on my own.
All right. And when you say all on your own, Dad isn't helping out financially at all?
At all.
Okay. And you said your daughter's 9.
Yes.
Is she involved in any type of extracurricular activities? That word always messes me up.
Yes, ma'am. Basketball, track and field, and tennis.
All right. Does Dad pay for any of those?
No, ma'am.
How much are the fees associated annually with each one of those?
Annually, probably roughly $4,700.
All right. Is Dad aware that she's in these activities?
Yes.
All right.
All right, guys, buckle up because this case is about to get wild. Miss McKinney steps up, laying it all out. She's been raising her 9-year-old daughter completely on her own, without a single dollar of financial help from the alleged father. She's here today to establish paternity and get the support her daughter deserves. The judge wastes no time and dives straight in, asking about the child's extracurricular activities: basketball, track and field, tennis, which cost nearly $4,700 a year. And here's the kicker: the alleged father hasn't contributed a single penny. The tension is already...
The extracurricular activities, does he attend those?
No, Your Honor.
So he doesn't pay for those?
No.
So what is the backstory? I mean, she's 9, so were you all in a relationship previously? Like, what happened?
We were in a situationship for a weekend.
What in the world is that?
Well, it was a little bit more than a one-night stand. It lasted approximately 72 hours. I was on business in Washington, D.C., and he was there for a teacher's conference. I met him at a nightclub.
Ooh,
and,
I need to be careful what I ask.
Well, listen, the night grew long, and things happened within the next 72 hours. And so, yeah, that's the
Okay.
extent of it.
Okay. And you got pregnant?
Yes.
Okay. Was he involved in the pregnancy?
Well, he was definitely there.
Well, no, throughout your pregnancy.
Oh, throughout? No, ma'am.
Okay. So you've just literally had the baby, no help from him, nothing like that. Did he show up at the hospital?
No, he was late.
Okay. So did you all have a DNA test done?
No.
Does he know he's the father?
He doesn't think that he is, and he's the only Caucasian that I've ever been with, so.
Okay. So that's where the issue lies.
building. And we're just getting started. Now, here's where things get juicy. Miss McKinney reveals that her entire relationship with the alleged father lasted just 72 hours. Yep, you heard that right. A 3-day situationship. It all happened during a business trip to Washington, D.C., where she met him at a nightclub. Fast forward 9 years, and she's been raising their daughter alone. And if that wasn't bad enough, the alleged father didn't even show up at the hospital when the baby was...
He doesn't
Basically.
believe he's the father, which is why he hasn't given you any money.
But he sent text messages, and he sent happy birthdays, you know, things
Okay.
of that nature. How is she doing? So I believe if he didn't care at all, he wouldn't send those text messages. Now, he's done that for the past 9 years. I've just never seen any greenbacks to follow those texts.
Okay. So when he arrived at the hospital, did he sign the acknowledgement of paternity?
No, Your Honor, when I meant he was late, the baby was already a week old at the time. I was already at home. We'd left the hospital. That's what I mean by late.
Oh, so he didn't show up at the hospital at all?
No, Your Honor.
So he didn't sign the birth certificate or any acknowledgement of paternity or anything like that?
No.
Okay. So you're here today to do what exactly?
Well, I was hoping you would be able to help me, first and foremost, establish paternity
Okay.
at this point.
All right.
and
We
possibly
would definitely have to do that before any child support takes place.
Of course,
Okay.
of course.
All right. Is there anything else you want me to know before I move over to him?
No, that's pretty much it. I've just been doing everything on my own. In my heart of hearts, I know that he is the father. I have no doubt. I'm just needing assistance.
Okay. All right. All right. Sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is what she's saying. Now, let me be clear in my questions because I just realized that I probably shouldn't have asked that question like that. Now, bypass all the 72-hour stuff that she talked about, right? Now, she's pregnant.
She was.
Okay, you were not involved in that process at all in
No.
terms of the pregnancy.
Born. He showed up a whole week late. The judge is piecing together this messy backstory, but one thing is clear. This case is anything but straightforward. Now it's the alleged father's turn to talk, and trust me, he's got a lot to say. He admits to the 72-hour fling, but then tries to flip the script. He claims Miss McKinney makes way more money than him, despite being a high school teacher earning $6,000 and $60,000 a year. And then, he drops a bombshell. He says he has a newborn son with his fiancée, and is one.
Look, let me just start off by saying that most of what she said is essentially true.
Okay.
Although there's some giant omissions in there and some things that you need to take into account to get the full picture.
Well, does it involve the 72-hour
So
thing?
we were involved approximately that amount of time, yes.
Okay.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, I don't want to know any specific
don't
details
worry.
about that.
I'm not here to give you the details of it. I'm just here to tell you that we were in an intimate relationship on and off for about 72 hours, yes.
Okay. So, after you found out she was pregnant, what happened?
Well, first let me add some context to everything before I answer that, Your Honor. She works for the federal government. I'm a teacher. I'm a high school teacher. She
Okay.
makes significantly more money than I do. I make about $60,000 a year. I don't know the exact figure of her annual income, but I know it's a lot more than that. She's in far better position to support her daughter than I would be, and what she's asking for.
You said her daughter, so you truly don't believe this is your child?
I am willing to accept that it may be, but we've not done a DNA test. What she said about being only with one Caucasian man, I have no way of knowing if that's true. She's lied before to me. So don't take, she was honest with a lot of the stuff she said fairly, but here's a big thing she forgot to mention. I have a son of my own. I have a newborn son, and with my fiance.
Congratulations.
What does
Thank
that
you
have
very
to do
much.
with this?
This is
Well,
what it has.
I allowed you the opportunity to speak. This is his time. And now
ma'am.
I asked you,
Yes,
was there
ma'am.
anything else you needed me to know before I moved over to
But I
him?
already know he's gonna push my buttons.
Okay, well, just sit there and don't let him push your buttons.
Okay.
That's the easy, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can do that.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
100% sure that child is his because, wait, for it, the baby is white. Yes, he actually said that. The judge's face says it all. And when he accuses Miss McKinney of pursuing child support out of jealousy, the tension in the courtroom hits a whole new level. Judge Vonda Bailey isn't having any of it. She shuts down his weak excuses, making it crystal clear. Whether or not he was in a relationship with Miss McKinney doesn't matter. What does matter?
DNA results. Now, if for any reason the child does come back, well, the DNA test does come back and you are the father, you will have to start paying child support being ordered today, all right?
Can I respond to that, Judge, if I may? We were in what amounted to a long one-night stand. We never committed ourselves to each other. I wasn't even aware that she gave birth until like a week after it happened.
Lies.
No, I was never told that.
Excuse me, Miss McKinney,
Yes, Your Honor. It's the lies.
it's the buttons. Woosah. Okay? Now, to your point, I was looking here through this Texas Family Code looking for where it says that you have to be in a relationship with somebody to not have to pay child support, and it doesn't exist.
Well, she never, said I was under the impression, from what I remember, that she was on birth control. Now that may be my faulty memory, but I never entered into this relationship with any
even
intention.
still, let's just be clear. Birth control or not, a 9-year-old child is here. These are the facts. A 9-year-old child is here who deserves support, not only from her mother, but from her potential father as well. So we are going to reset this matter, get some DNA testing done. So to my original thought, if you are the father, you will start paying child support being ordered as of today, all right? If he is not the father, you can come back to court and petition as many people. Now, don't take that offensive. I'm not saying that you just been with everybody or anything like that, but you can come back and petition as many people as necessary, because this child, as I just stated, deserves to have the support from not only her mother, but from her potential father as well. So, do you all have any questions about what you're going to do?
No, Your Honor.
No.
No? Okay. And you have to make your daughter available for testing as well.
She's available.
Okay.
She's here.
Okay. So we can go ahead and get that taken care of today.
Oh, yes, we could.
Okay. So we'll reset y'all. Thank you.
Thank you.
The well-being of the child. She orders DNA testing to establish paternity and makes it clear, if he's the father, he's paying child support. Miss McKinney is doing her best to stay composed, but you can see the frustration on her face. And, honestly, same. The judge's no-nonsense attitude is exactly what this chaotic case needed. The judge wraps things up, reminding both parties that at the end of the day, this is about the child, not their personal drama. She sets up DNA testing, and Miss McKinney agrees to bring her daughter in for the test. The case is reset pending results, but let's be real, this is far from over. As the judge dismisses the court, the tension lingers in the air, and you just know, once those DNA results come in, the drama is going to explode. Stay tuned, because this case is only getting started.